Haven't made a video for a while, so I just want to make a short, to the point video on how to assist people who are dying. A lot of people in my awareness over the last year and a half to 2 years who are dying, okay? Whether it's clients, friends in England, friends that my mum and dad have told me about. Just a lot of people seem to be dying. The purpose of this video is to not go into why I think that is, but it's the importance of assisting people who are dying, okay? So there's 5 points, 5 simple, to the point things to apply when someone's dying, and they can make a huge difference. If we look at the teachings of Buddhism, the time of death is the most important part of your life, right? It can really determine where our soul goes in the next life. I'm not going to go too far into that. I'm just going to go over the five ways to assist the dying person. So the first one, I've made some notes here, is it's not about you, okay? Remove yourself, remove your ego, and remove any narcissistic behaviors that you have, or victim mentality. Okay, you've got to get that out of there. It's not about you. I've known people personally who, when someone dies, they've actually put it on them, right? If only I'd have done this, if only I'd have done that. And that's just the unconscious narcissist that's trying to put actually all the attention on themselves. It's just a victim mentality, okay? It's very toxic, but it's very detrimental for the person that's dying, okay? You also don't want to, this is still in point 1, you don't want to make the person feel that they can't leave you, okay? If you, please don't die, I don't know what I'll do without you. This creates a fear and an anxiety in the dying person, and they cling to somewhere they cannot stay. Now, in Buddhism again, because the Buddha was very vocal on the death process, and in Tibetan Buddhism, there's an abundance of teachings on how to assist the dying person and how to navigate the bardo, the in-between phase before your next life. So, if a dying person is clinging to the life that they're leaving, they can actually get lost in what Buddhists call the hungry ghost realm, okay? So that's what the first thing is, you remove yourself. It's not about you, it's about the dying person, okay? Point 2, listen, okay? Become a good listener. Don't go in there and try and teach them anything. Don't go in there and tell them that they shouldn't believe in something. If you practice Buddhism and they're a Christian, don't go in and say you should be a Buddhist or you should convert to Islam. And you know, it's not about that. Okay? It's about being a good listener. Let the dying person feel heard, and don't take anything personal that they say. They may have outbursts of anger. Don't take it personal. They can be going through a lot. It can actually be very unsettling in some people, because they're actually letting go of everything that they know, especially if they've never done any spiritual practice. So don't bring up any personal affairs or anything they may not have tied up in the material world, okay? Just listen to them. Just listen to them. It's very important that you make sure they're peaceful, because it's a great time for teaching and insight, to be with the dying person, for the dying person, and for us, okay, for the people who are around. I never saw my nan die, but the experience of being with my nan, I've shared it a lot, and giving her a kiss just before she died and then giving her a kiss just after she died, was still one of the most beautiful and powerful spiritual experiences I've ever had in my life. Okay, point 3, human touch. It's very important that you touch them a lot. Some people might want to lie next to them or put them in a big bed and get the whole family in there. Human touch is very important. It's very important to make them feel like they're being hugged, okay? If they want it, by the way. That some people might not want that. If they don't want that, you have to listen to them. But if they want that, a lot of human touch. There's a lot of research that has shown that physical touch actually lowers pain. So if anyone's in a lot of pain, human touch can actually relieve the pain. Okay, so human touch. 4, sit close to the dying person's head. If you're sitting around the dying person, let's say they're in and out of consciousness, or even if they're not, you want to sit on next to them in the bed, but up close to their head. You want their awareness to be up higher. Okay, so you can gently massage the head. In some Buddhist teachings, they actually even recommend, if they've got hair, wouldn't be any good on me, round the top of the head, the very point of the head, you can gently pull their hair. Okay, anything that makes their attention go up, because you don't want to rub their feet, for example. You can rub their feet, but you don't want to do it at the time of death. You don't want their focus going down. It's believed in Buddhist teachings that why a lot of animals are in hell realms is because they're always looking down. Got a big insight from this actually, when we're all looking at our phones these days, everyone's looking down, so you've got to be careful. The time of death, it's taught by the highest teachers that even looking up, putting your awareness up above your head, actually opens the gates to the pure lands. Okay, you want the soul, the consciousness, to go through the top of the head at the time of death, and we can help that by keeping the awareness high. 5, in my opinion, is the most important for the soul that's dying. Okay, share with them even if they're unconscious, because as the body dies, once they leave the body, their consciousness is still conscious. It's just not in 5 sense reality through the body. So then they can have almost like panoramic awareness. They become telepathic. They know what you're thinking. They can hear you. They can see you. So the time of death, it's very important to help the soul navigate the bardo. This is why it's very important teaching, to actually understand how to do that. I might share that in another video if that intrigues people, or people are interested in that. But just for now, when you speak to the dying person, these are some things you should be saying, all right? You should be saying what you're grateful for that they've done for you. Not only what you're grateful for, but what you've learned from them. If somebody, let's say my mum was dying, God forbid, you know, when that time comes, but let's say my mum was dying and I could tell my mum all the amazing things that she's done for me and how grateful I am, and how much she saved my life legitimately multiple times and with her love. And if I was to tell her also what I've learned from her, and also let her know that I'm going to share those teachings with my kids, with Bo, and he'll share them with his kids, because it's important that a soul that's dying doesn't feel like they've wasted a life. Okay, so really let them know what they've done for you, what you've learned from them, the wisdom you've gained from them, how their example has changed your life, anything like that. Also let them know you're okay. Let them know that they can go. I'm okay, the family is okay, you've done everything you can and more, and you can go. Whenever you're ready, you can go. You don't have to worry about us. Make them feel comfortable that they can let go of this life. Don't let them worry about any affairs that they've got, or it's really important that they leave light. They let go of this material world, okay, physically and mentally, and you're not creating any resistance. Okay, no resistance to the death process. And there's many stories throughout multiple traditions, or not even it's just in life, where people have wanted to see loved ones, and the loved one might be traveling from a different country or whatever it is, and when the loved ones actually turned up and they've seen them, and the loved one said, you can go, it's okay, we're okay, or if they've said, I'm so happy I got to see it, they've almost died within the next hour. It's like, oh, I can go now. okay? So it's really reducing any type of stress, anxiety in the dying person. If they like certain mantras, or if they have a spiritual faith, like if they're a Christian or whatever, if they like certain mantras, you can play those mantras, okay? If they like certain prayers, you can say those prayers. When they leave the body, you can actually say when they've left the body. You can pray for them, you can have good intentions in your heart, but you can just keep reassuring them, don't cling on to this. Keep going, it's okay. Keep going towards your spiritual teacher, God, whatever it is, but we're all fine. It's a very important point. So I'll just recap the 5 of them. It's not about you. Remove your ego before you get round the dying person. Listen to them. Don't try and teach or change anything in them. Just listen. Human touch, so important. Sit close to the top of the head. Encourage attention up the top of the head when they're dying. And share what you've learned from them, how they've changed your life. Anyone wants to ask any questions on this, please feel free to reach out. I haven't made a video for a while. If anyone wants more techniques on how we can continue to help the dying soul through the bardo, typically for 49 days, and some specific times within the 49 days, if anyone wants to know any of that information, just let me know. Take care, all the best, God bless.